Good day to everybody watching and listening to this masterclass Healy, if not now, then when. Also, if you're watching the replay, very much welcome. Yes, the subject, it's my favorite. Healy is my favorite subject, but I mean the sentence, if not now, then when. It was the AFK who said it. He said, if not now, then when, and if not us, then who? And I believe that this is one of the most truest statements of these times, because you're probably well aware that we're in a very special era, that we're on the brink of a whole shift of an entirely new paradigm. A whole new world is arriving. It's actually being co-created with us at this moment, and it is emerging, and it is getting clearer more and more every day that we are in the midst of it, and it's happening in our lifetime, not something that we've heard about that will happen in the future or in the past. There will be great stories told about this time. So, and what if we don't need to wait for others to bring in this new paradigm, but what if we, the people here on this call, people that are called to step into their mission and feel they have different perception of reality than most people at this moment, what if we are the leaders of this new earth? And that is what this call is about. I will first tell you a little bit about myself. I am Carina. I am from Amsterdam. I'm a mother of 3. I live with my family here in the city. And I've been an entrepreneur for 17 years by now. I used to have my own event and incentive business for 15 years. That came from my wish to travel the world and organize creative things. So I traveled the world, I did that and set up a successful company. But the last 7-8 years of that, I felt that I had a deeper purpose, and I really wanted to step into that, but I had no idea how to do that. I wish there would have been a Healy then that would have made things clearer. So what I did then is shift my company around and with more an angle towards conscious events and conscious travel, trying to ignite happiness at work and health and connection within organizations. But as always, I've been too early with my concepts and ideas. So not much of the market was ready. We did beautiful things, but in the end, the organizing of happiness events made me unhappy. So I realized that I really needed a change. And I kept on searching for this mission and this purpose that I had until the luminous idea came to me that my search and the things I've learned on my journey, searching toward this purpose, is what I could teach to others and just share what I have learned along the way and what tools I have encountered and what tools work for me. So that's when I started my coaching company, Follow Your Own Spark. But I had always known that there was a deeper purpose still that had very much to do with the connection between spirituality, business, and spirituality, business, and also science, because that had my great interest. I knew about the quantum field, and I knew about how reality functions, but it's very hard to grasp quantum physics, and it's for most people it's too hard to grasp. And I was looking for tools to make these concepts more clear to people. So when I was introduced to Healy in December 2019, I immediately knew this is it. This is it. This is what I've been looking for. And I've stepped into it. It was the first thing I did in the new year 2020. And I have no regrets. My life has changed a lot. My work has changed a lot. I am able to support myself and my family and my client at a much more deeper level. And I'm sure that many of the encounters I had these past few years, that with people, with theories, with concepts, with science, with ways of living, ways of being, ways of working, has completely shifted my paradigm already. And then we're in for a bigger paradigm shift yet. So I'm really very much looking forward to that. So what we'll be talking about today is why now is that time, why now is such a special time, and why now it is so needed. And then we'll talk about why you are the ones bringing that change and having this possibility, and perhaps also feeling already this mission to be the change and to bring the change in the world. The world needs it right now very much. And why Healy fits into this perfectly. That's what we're going to be talking about. So why now? You've probably heard that we are at this moment in the age of Aquarius, and it has officially started in 2012, but the official astrological start is in 2024, I've been told by astrologers. So the age of Aquarius is a time on our planet that has been prophesied by many. It has been prophesied by indigenous tribes. All of the indigenous tribes speak about a time that will come when there will be complete freedom on this planet, when there will be a huge sense of community again, when we will have great inventions, when there's great changes in the environment, and when the planet will become whole again. So the age of Aquarius is where we find ourselves right in the middle of it. And the beautiful part is that all the advancements, technical advancements that have been spoken about, not all of them, but some of them, we already have them in our hands. And it is my mission to share that with the world. So we stand at the birth of a totally new millennium, and we are ready to unlock all the mysteries. And the mysteries are already here. And if you have a Healy, you have the mystery in your hand, like it's having quantum science in your hand. It's going to be much more practical, and everybody will see. And we will be freed from all the miseries of disease and poverty, and we will harness all the energies and industries and technologies of tomorrow. And we can do that today already. Isn't that exciting? But first, we have to build a bridge, because there's many people that cannot see what I and probably you watching this call can already see, and what we already see emerging. And there's a lot of people that are in pain, depression, suicides, mental health issues have been on the rise, especially since 2020. And before that time, it was already there. And a lot of people, they just don't know how to live in society anymore. And these are the people that feel different, know different, but can't really grasp that and can't see their role in society. And they just don't understand what is happening. A lot of younger people, they are born and they see the world completely different, because they're wired differently, and they just don't understand how the world operates. And these are the ones also that get in burnouts very easily and very quickly. I've spoken to a therapist that said she had nowadays only people coming to her from the age of 25. And before that, it was like 30, 35, having a midlife crisis, you know. But nowadays, it's people of 25 that have only worked for like 2 years, and they just can't cope with the way society is and the way business is. So that's another issue, the work issues. There's lots of people worldwide that have lost their jobs over the past 2 years, because all the businesses closing. Many people had to let go employees. Other people had their own companies. Think about all the restaurants, all the cafes, all the shops that had to close during lockdown. And a lot of these people, Well, they've even lost their business and are still not back on track, or they're trying to make their business work again, but having troubles and worries about how to take care of themselves and their children, their whole family. And a lot of other people just don't feel the connection at work anymore. They feel different, they know different, they see different ways. But the companies just don't grasp that. And there's huge competition and a very masculine energy around most old school businesses that many people that feel and see differently can't cope with anymore. Many others are ridden with disease. There's so many people that have these modern day diseases, and you all know what the diseases are. And the only solution that modern healthcare has is pills and injections and more pills and treatments that are really bad for the health and only bring your immune system down. So we have a huge need for alternative views on health and alternative tools. And then there's so many people in society at large that just don't see it anymore, that just don't know what to do. And like here in Holland, we have huge protests from the farmers because they just don't take it anymore. They don't want to operate the way the governments tell them to do. And many people are going to lose their companies as well. And people are being invited right now to sell their farms. And then what are they going to do after? So many people are, there's a lot of social unrest. And you have to be lying under a stone if you haven't noticed that. It's getting worse. And people are very uncertain about the future. But they don't need to be, because there's so much beautiful things coming up. But many people just can't see that. So now is the time, if there ever was a time, it is now, because to be of service to our clients, to our families, to our community, to our planet is of the utmost importance right now. And many people are ready to embrace more holistic views and properties and take care of their bodies in different ways, but they don't get told by the doctors, they don't get told by the government, so they just don't know where to go. And we need people to share this information and share about different lifestyles and different possibilities in general. And the Age of Aquarius invites us to align with abundance and with purpose, with co-creation, with being in higher states and the manifestation of our highest potential. So that has completely shifted as opposed to the old time, the Pisces time. So we all know and we can all see and perceive that this new earth is emerging. It is already here. But first, these bridges we have to build. And I like this image of the old world and the new world. I don't think there's going to be two worlds. Some people believe that. But I think we're transitioning. And we find us as humanity right now in the middle of this old and this new world. And people that can see that and feel deep inside that they have a role in that. They are the bridge builders, the rainbow warriors, as they are being called in the prophecies, the rainbow warriors and the people that will lead the rest of humanity towards this new earth via the rainbow bridge. So why you? Well, you've probably guessed from that information. It is not easy. That's what I also want to say. It's not easy to be different. And maybe that is something that is what I want to talk about now. Maybe that is something that you felt all of your life. You're being different because you had different ideas, different perspectives, saw more possibilities, saw positivity where others saw pessimism. And it is not easy if you are alone. But right now, we are not alone anymore. And that is also a sign of the Age of Aquarius, that we don't need to do it alone anymore. And the Age of Aquarius was always meant for all the light beings, for all the people that saw this different earth to come together finally. At first, we were divided over the planet because there were not so many of us. So we needed to hold the light in different spaces and different places in the world. But now we're coming together so we can create momentum and we can create huge communities that will have a lot of impact on the world. So if you look at that list, maybe you recognize some of the things. Maybe you have felt different for most of your life. And maybe you have an above average empathy for people and animals and nature. Or you are an empath and picking up on emotions and energies and can just sense if somebody is not feeling well and might need help. And being a born caregiver and lifesaver for others is also one of these aspects. Usually we want to overgive if you have this role. That is not needed, but you can feel in yourself that you really want to be of service and you want to help other people or animals or be of service to nature. And maybe you recognize that in yourself, that you've had an above average interest in things spiritual and personal development and holistic healthcare. Or maybe you've experienced inexplicable feelings of homesickness. Usually the starseeds that have this. And they miss the connection to other people that are like-minded and can be very alone. And it has been very alone until the past few years. And maybe it's still alone for you. And this all means that we are in a different vibration. It's not duality. It's not like, oh, we're better than other people because they are not there yet. No, it just is. It is what it is. And it's just the fact that if you have these experiences, if you are in Healy already, or maybe interested in stepping into the Healy community, that you see things differently and you find yourself in a higher vibration. That is why you're attracted to all of these things. So that makes you a very special person without the duality. It just makes you first. We have all come here as the front runners and way showers and pathfinders. And we are the bridge builders of this new era. And well, some people have a hard time acknowledging that, embracing that, rather wanting to stay small, perhaps. But I think it's kind of egocentric to, let your own beliefs and doubts about how great you can be and how great your role can be in this shift lead the way instead of the service that you can bring to others. Because we are meant to pave the way so the rest of humanity can follow. And the beautiful thing is that we can do that all in a very unique way. Everybody has a different role and everybody has a different attraction point. The only thing you need to follow is your highest excitement. Like what really turns you on, what really gives you this feeling of, excitement and happiness and joy. And that's different for everybody. But that is all meant to find your role, your specific role in this shift. So with all these changes in the paradigm, new ways of working are so needed and so wanted by many people. We want to work from purpose instead of working to live and filling the hours 9 to 5 and never having the time off to enjoy life. And we want to work from flow instead of hardship. I mean, I think most of you, myself including, have learned that you have to work hard for your money. Well, that's not true in the new paradigm anymore. And we can live from abundance. Abundance is our birthright. And we don't need to, live paycheck to paycheck, being worried that we cannot pay our house or we cannot pay our groceries or we cannot take care of the future of our children. We can step into this abundance. And competition is also so very old. I mean, we can co-create with beautiful people and bring this new earth into being. That's totally different from the competition you see in mainstream corporate life, right? And it is all meant for us to step into love and leave the fear behind. Fear is a very tightening emotion, and it makes you small. It makes you want to keep small, whereas you can step into love and experience your life and what you have to do and everything in it from a space of love, and it gets spaciousness. And you can really feel the difference if you start living and working that way. allowing yourself to follow your own heart. Authenticity is so much more important than diplomas. And maybe you are here on this call and maybe you had a calling to become a doctor one day when you were younger, but you never got to be a doctor. Well, with Healy, you're not going to be a doctor, but you can advise people on holistic well-being. How beautiful is that? It is not important anymore to have all these diplomas. It is important that you step up as the true person that you are, speaking your truth, sharing your truth with the world. And following your heart versus following a career plan. It is so like 2010 to have like a 5-year plan, also for your business. You can step into a new way of doing business, starting your own business today if you want. So being congruent also, just, be your true self in everything that you do. And that means that we get time to live instead of working the whole time. We get to do things that we love. And I heard somebody say in a call today that people are not meant to work 8 hours a day, 5 days, 6 days a week. We're not meant to do that. We're meant to work like maybe 2 hours and then spend the rest of our time doing things we enjoy. And how beautiful would that be if you can step into that? We want to do meaningful work. We don't want to work like for a boss that has some kind of, that's unimportant business things. I mean, there's many important jobs, of course, but many people feel they are working in corporations and they're doing things that don't excite them and they don't mean anything to society in general. And how beautiful is that if you can do meaningful work every day, be there for others, and co-creating with like-minded people, choosing the people you work with. So many people have issues with working with co-workers they don't really like, and they have to go to work every day, feeling sorry for themselves and living from weekend to weekend and hoping they can get away one day. But what if you can choose who you work with and only have lovely, beautiful people around you that get you and that get what you are doing? And maybe you dream of working remotely, for example. Maybe you have a wish to become a digital nomad and you want to work at several places. Maybe you want to work your hours, and maybe you have small children and you don't want a job at all, and you cannot take a job at all because you don't have access to childcare. But you can work when your children are in bed, and you can work when they're playing and you're having a moment for yourself. Like, it doesn't need to be that 8 hours a day. And you can work how many hours you really like for yourself and choose that. So following your highest excitement. And I hope you feel excited in this call at me speaking about the possibilities that this special age has for us, and the role you can play in that if you choose. So why does the Healy fit so much in this whole concept of this new Aquarius age? Because it really is a tool of the age of Aquarius. But first, let me explain a little bit, because most of you probably have a Healy, are in the Healy community, but this call is also open for prospects. So maybe you've been invited by somebody else that thought that a Healy might be a match for you. So I'll explain a little bit more. If you'd like to know more, there's loads of beautiful webinars and trainings and calls where you can get all the information about the specific workings of the Healy. And you can ask the person that invited you as well, and maybe you can get a demonstration. But for now, I'd like to leave it at that we are so much more than a body. We've learned that we are a body, but we are an energy field and we have a body. We have all these several layers. We have, first, of course, we have the skin and then the organs, and then we have the cells. And underneath that, inside of that, are the atoms. And then within the atoms are these subatomic particles. And then we already get to the quantum stages. But within these subatomic particles, there's pure energy and light. And that is who we truly are. And the beautiful thing about Healy is that it works on all these levels. And Nikola Tesla already said that the day science begins to study these things that regular science cannot yet prove, they will make so much progress. So this is when I speak about what I speak about when I say that all these modalities, they are already here. So Healy works on all the layers of this human experience that we are having. So it's not only a body, it's not only your physical complaints, it's also the emotional and the mental levels. It's also the chakra levels and the meridians. It's also the beauty and fitness and learning programs we have that are so beneficial to hundreds of thousands of people already. And connection, relationship, wealth, productivity. There's all these things we can tap into with the coaching modules and also the way we do business and the scans we can do for ourselves that give us so much insight about these deeper layers. So to finish this, a Healy is a medical class 2 wearable in Europe. I have to say that's not in all the countries the case. But in Europe, it's a medical class 2 wearable with a quantum sensor. And maybe you've done bioresonance therapy. Maybe you know other kinds of frequency therapy. They usually have these big machines that would not be available to people at home. I mean, a big bioresonance therapy machine, like the Time Wafer, the mother company of Healy, that costs around 40,000 euros. So this is a small device. It's like 5 by 5 centimeters, and you can take it with you and you can use it at home for your whole family. It has 144,000 frequencies and over 120 programs. It raises your frequency, and by that, the frequency of the planet, because we heal one person at a time. And it truly is a game changer in the field of health, wellness, and freedom. And I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what those possibilities are. It truly is an Aquarian business model. The Healy is shared from person to person because that is the best way. If you're a happy consumer, if you're a happy customer, then you can share so much more than, you know, some kind of sterile company. So they chose to do this business model because it's so effective. It is proven to be very effective, especially in the United States. There's many business models around social sharing. In Europe, especially in the Netherlands, it's a bit new. People have to get used to it. But also people like Richard Branson are huge fans of this business model. And Richard Branson also said that in the future, many people stop working in corporations and they will, embrace being an entrepreneur, and many will step into the social sharing modalities. So Healy can be seen as a vehicle for people to transform their lives. If you have a Healy and you're keeping it only for yourself, I think it's kind of egocentric. It's up to you, but why not share it? If you have something so beautiful that works so much for you, why not, lend it to somebody else? Why not ask your neighbor that has a migraine, like, oh, I can show you a possibility that can help you, and see if it works for you. And why not, share it in a broader surroundings? You don't need to contact your friends or family for that. There's other ways, and you will all be taught how to do that in the community. But it can transform people's lives, and it has transformed hundreds of thousands of lives already. And Marcus Smeeke, the creator of the Time Wafer machines, the big resonance machines, really had a vision of everybody in the world having access to frequency therapy, and he wanted to invent a simple and small practical device. So that's when he came up with Healy, and he wants to make frequencies available to all people on the planet. And he wants to do that as it's his way of sharing the raising of the frequency of the whole planet, because only when we get enough people at certain levels of consciousness, then we will make this shift. So the vision of Healy is to empower people to live a healthy, fulfilled, and conscious life, and to inspire the growing community to make an impact on humanity. And whether you have a Healy yet or you have not, you can be part of that. And you can, make an even bigger impact on humanity that you have thus far. And the mission of Healy is to create revolutionary products, because they truly are revolutionary. At the moment, there's no other device than Healy that does this. And also to be empowered to thrive and to live a life of freedom and passion and joy. Because helping other people and being of service in this shift, that is one part, but also embracing this Aquarius age values like freedom and passion and joy. You are allowed to take care of yourself. You are allowed to earn well and to live in freedom and to choose whatever you want. And that Healy is the tool for. So the possibilities for you. Healy can, rather than a company, it is of course a company, but you can see it as a platform of unlimited possibilities. Because once you step into the community, and maybe you have the Healy, but you haven't really dived into all the courses and all the trainings, all the webinars, there's so much available to help you develop yourself, to work smarter instead of harder, and to create wealth. And we have this beautiful platform called Co-Quantum. And if you're not yet a member, request access. If you don't have a Healy, you can also request access. And there's so much information on how can you build your business. You don't need to invent that for yourself. You can just go with what is already there and what has been very successful for many people. And there's calls every week that you can ask your questions and that you can learn about how to share Healy and how to work with it, and about all the beautiful programs, how to understand them better and get a greater grasp of what is possible. So if you step into Healy and you get to build your own team, you get to choose with who you want to work, when you want to work, how many hours, where you want to work. Isn't that beautiful to have so much freedom? And you can fairly soon, if you're really into it and you want to know how it works, you can really soon have a big team. I started off in January 2020, and I think within half a year, I had a team and a downline, of course, of 160 people. And I got to host webinars for them because I wanted to. If that is not your thing, you can hook them up with the community and let the community carry that. But the beautiful thing is that if you're in this community, then you can step up if you want to. And if you have a specialism, if you're a coach or a healer, or you have certain knowledge, you're very welcome to share that and maybe host your own masterclasses and share articles and show what you know. But if you're not specialized and you're more like a general kind of person, that is also completely okay, because there's so much already there and you'll grow and learn along the way. It truly is a journey of growth and impact, making your impact on the world. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to do it alone. You don't need to think it up alone. You don't have to do it all alone. And we're a team of like-minded people. And if you're searching for community, I think you'll find that as well. And we have this common mission to transform lives. And it's very beautiful to be part of that. So Healy business is practically for everybody. I mean, if you're a housewife or a houseman, it doesn't matter. If you just want to choose a reality of more freedom and ease for your family, have a little bit more of financial freedom, you can step into it and just do a little bit. But you can also step it up and become as great as you want to. It doesn't matter what you want. It's up to you. And some people step into Healy and they want to step out of the matrix and they want to stop being an employee and start for themselves, but find it really hard where to start. And how beautiful is it that with the Healy, you have one purchase And you have this whole company that's already laid out with all the information, all the structures are in place, and you can just tap into that. What other possibilities do you have to start a company from scratch, just like that, with an investment of minimum 500 euro? You're there. So I think that's a very great opportunity. If you're already an entrepreneur but want to express more of your authenticity and your soul mission, I see that a lot with coaches and healers. They tap into other things already, like deeper layers of being, like the multidimensionality, the chakras, but they don't know how to bring that into their work. Then the Healy is a beautiful tool. I hear it even from healers that have clients, say Reiki healers, that have clients that don't really understand how it works with Reiki. And well, Healy is some kind of like digital Reiki, and they love that they can share PDF reports of their scans with people, so they can show them this is what it says, this is what it is, and then their clients understand better. And if you are an entrepreneur, you can use it for more leverage and have multiple income streams, which is really important if you want to go for wealth and abundance in your life. And all the successful entrepreneurs I know have multiple streams of income. So you can use it to do your business more online, get a greater reach, and serve more people. So if you feel you have a mission as a way shower of the new era, all the things that I spoke about, you can step into it. And if you want to contribute by sharing ways of holistic health and well-being, freedom and autonomy, you can also step into Healy and share that with the world. Just a matter of sharing possibilities, and the possibilities are there for everybody. And speaking about that, I have to tell you, if you have people interested in purchasing a Healy, but they don't have the budget, in many countries we now have payment in terms. In most of the European countries, Klarna payments have now been made available. I know from other countries, I thought South Africa and Australia, maybe also the USA, but I'm not sure. You can do term payments with PayPal. So it's not really an issue anymore to have no money to buy a Healy. And you can always explain to people that you can start earning your investment back right away. And if you're still thinking like, what is my role? Why should I be the one? And there's so many people already doing good work. That is true. And it is what I thought in the beginning when I was doubting whether to become a coach and whether to step up in that field. But then I realized that there's so many more people needing healing and needing people to show them the way than there's people serving. So let that be a reminder for yourself if you are a bit anxious to step over this edge, that you can always start small and build up, and you will grow so much that it will become more automatic for you, and that you really need it in this world. So to close this off, I'd like to tap into a little bit about your desires and what you would like to bring into the world. So I'd like you to go inside for a little bit, just feeling all the things that came up with you when we were speaking about the possibilities for you. What is it that you do desire in life the most? Like if money was no object, what would you do? Would you still do the same work? Or would you do something completely different? Is what you desire more time to spend with your family, or go traveling, or take up hobbies? Are you craving for more financial freedom? Just feel within yourself what resonates. Are you longing to be part of a community? would really like to become location independent, travel the world, go live in Bali or Ibiza, or one of these beautiful places, be a contribution and serve. What is it that is your desire? And have a look at what does true freedom look like for you. Because it's so easy for us with our programming and what society tells us to just leave our dreams behind and go with what is expected of us. And maybe you're interested in purchasing a Healy, but you don't know where to start. You don't know where to start financially, or you don't know what other people think about it. And it is so easy to make decisions in our lives based on this fear and based on all the reservations we have and all the limiting beliefs, all the things other people might think of us. But you can also perceive your life and make your decisions in life from a space of spaciousness, of possibilities about what is possible for you, what is possible for the world, what makes your heart sing. So, and if you go into that space of what makes your heart sing and you lower your barriers, just pushing all the barriers, all your beliefs and doubts, and all your limitations, all your judgments, if you push them lower and lower and lower, and open up completely, push them into the ground, and be open to receive the wisdom that is inside of you. What does it look for you? What does it look like for you? This true freedom of choice. And what would your next step look like? And how can Healy contribute to you to make that possible? And if I can ask you one thing to take away from this masterclass is this: what contribution can Healy be for you to make that possible? And it doesn't matter if you already have a Healy, whether you're already sharing it but want to go much bigger, or whether you're interested perhaps in having one. What contribution can it be for you? So let's raise our own vibration and that of others, so we can spread it across humanity and Mother Earth for the greatest good of all. So don't forget to sign up for Go Quantum, the community with all the beautiful information. Also, if you don't have a Healy, you're very much welcome. And there's one other beautiful thing I'd love to share with you. It's a huge opportunity coming up next week on the 18th of July. There's a 88 days quantum leap, a business incubator, and it is truly amazing. I've already followed the 2 introduction trainings, and it's so high vibe and it's so inspiring and motivating about how you can craft your reality with frequencies to tap into wealth and community, and use community to build that bridge, to build that rainbow bridge. And this is an incubator with many beautiful people speaking about subjects they know a lot about. There's people that know a lot about social sharing. There's people that know a lot about sales. There's human design. There's clarity on your mission. There's social media, and then not the pushy way, but the magnetic way, how to become truly magnetic in everything you do. So people will really resonate with that and turn to you. And how to create your own heaven on earth, because that is the new paradigm, right? The new earth is your own heaven on earth. And so you can feel good and learn how to work in inspired and with a mission, but not with hardship. So you're very much invited to join this, either with the purchase of a Healy, or if you have a Healy already, then you're also welcome to join this. And you can ask the person that invited you in this call, or in your own Healy groups, you can find the links to this program. And we're starting the 18th of July. So thank you very much for your time. And I hope that you can feel and see and perceive that it is your time now. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.